Chapters 6 through 10 of the Book of Deuteronomy. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Mark Penfold. The Book of Deuteronomy from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible, translated by Robert Young. Chapter 6. And this is the command, the statutes, and the judgments which Jehovah your God hath commanded to teach you, to do in the land which ye are passing over thither to possess it, so that thou dost fear Jehovah thy God, to keep all his statutes and his commands which I am commanding thee, thou and thy son, and thy son's son, all days of thy life, and so that thy days are prolonged. And thou hast heard, O Israel, and observed to do, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest multiply exceedingly, as Jehovah God of thy fathers hath spoken to thee in the land flowing with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Jehovah our God is one Jehovah. And thou hast loved Jehovah thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I am commanding thee today have been on thine heart, and thou hast repeated them to thy sons, and spoken of them in thy sitting in thine house, and in thy walking in the way, and in thy lying down, and in thy rising up, and hast bound them for a sign upon thy hand, and they have been for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou hast written them on doorposts of thy house and on thy gates. And it hath been, when Jehovah thy God doth bring thee in unto the land which he hath sworn to thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to thee, cities great and good which thou hast not built, and houses full of all good things which thou hast not filled, and wells digged which thou hast not digged, vineyards and oliveyards which thou hast not planted, and thou hast eaten, and been satisfied. Take heed to thyself, lest thou forget Jehovah, who hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of a house of servants. Jehovah thy God thou dost fear, and him thou dost serve, and by his name thou dost swear. Ye do not go after other gods, of the gods of the peoples who are round about you. For a zealous God is Jehovah thy God in thy midst, lest the anger of Jehovah thy God burn against thee, and he hath destroyed thee from off the face of the ground. Ye do not try Jehovah your God as ye tried in Massah. Ye do diligently keep the commands of Jehovah your God, and his testimonies, and his statutes which he hath commanded thee. And thou hast done that which is right and good in the eyes of Jehovah, so that it is well with thee, and thou hast gone in and possessed the good land which Jehovah hath sworn to thy fathers, to drive away all thine enemies from thy presence, as Jehovah hath spoken. When thy son asketh thee hereafter, saying, What are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Jehovah our God hath commanded you? Then thou hast said to thy son, Servants we have been to Pharaoh in Egypt, and Jehovah bringeth us out of Egypt by a high hand, and Jehovah giveth signs and wonders great and sad on Egypt, on Pharaoh, and in all his house, before our eyes. And us he hath brought out thence, in order to bring us in, to give to us the land which he had sworn to our fathers. And Jehovah commandeth us to do all these statutes, to fear Jehovah our God, for good to ourselves all the days, to keep us alive as at this day. And righteousness it is for us, when we observe to do all this command before Jehovah our God, as he hath commanded us. Chapter 7. When Jehovah thy God doth bring thee in unto the land whither thou art going in to possess it, and he hath cast out many nations from thy presence, the Hittite, and the Girgashite, and the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite, 7 nations more numerous and mighty than thou, and Jehovah thy God hath given them before thee, and thou hast smitten them, thou dost utterly devote them, thou dost not make with them a covenant, nor dost thou favor them. And thou dost not join in marriage with them, thy daughter thou dost not give to his son, and his daughter thou dost not take to thy son. For he doth turn aside thy son from after me, and they have served other gods, and the anger of Jehovah hath burned against you, and hath destroyed thee hastily. But thus thou dost to them. Their altars ye break down, and their standing pillars ye shiver, and their shrines ye cut down, and their graven images ye burn with fire. For a holy people art thou to Jehovah thy God. On thee hath Jehovah thy God fixed, to be to him for a peculiar people, out of all the peoples who are on the face of the ground. Not because of your being more numerous than any of the peoples hath Jehovah delighted in you, and fixeth on you. For ye are the least of all the peoples, but because of Jehovah's loving you, and because of his keeping the oath which he hath sworn to your fathers, hath Jehovah brought you out by a strong hand, and doth ransom you from a house of servants, from the hand of Pharaoh king of Egypt. And thou hast known that Jehovah thy God, he is God, the faithful God, keeping the covenant and the kindness to those loving him, and to those keeping his commands, to 1,000 generations, and repaying to those hating him unto their face to destroy them. He delayeth not to him who is hating him, unto his face he repayeth to him. And thou hast kept the command and the statutes and the judgments which I am commanding thee today to do them. And it hath been, because ye hear these judgments, and have kept and done them, that Jehovah thy God hath kept to thee the covenant and the kindness which he hath sworn to thy fathers, and hath loved thee, and blessed thee, and multiplied thee, and hath blessed the fruit of thy womb, and the fruit of thy ground, thy corn, and thy new wine, and thine oil, the increase of thine oxen, and the wealth of thy flock, on the ground which he hath sworn to thy fathers to give to thee. Blessed art thou above all the peoples. There is not in thee a barren man or a barren woman, nor among your cattle. And Jehovah hath turned aside from thee every sickness, and none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou hast known, doth he put on thee, and he hath put them on all hating thee. And thou hast consumed all the peoples whom Jehovah thy God is giving to thee. Thine eye hath no pity on them, and thou dost not serve their gods, for a snare it is to thee. When thou sayest in thine heart, these nations are more numerous than I, how am I able to dispossess them? Thou art not afraid of them. Thou dost surely remember that which Jehovah thy God hath done to Pharaoh and to all Egypt, the great trials which thine eyes have seen, and the signs, and the wonders, and the strong hand, and the stretched out arm with which Jehovah thy God hath brought thee out. So doth Jehovah thy God to all the peoples of whose presence thou art afraid. And also the locust doth Jehovah thy God send among them, till the destruction of those who are left, and of those who are hidden from thy presence. Thou art not terrified by their presence, for Jehovah thy God is in thy midst, a God great and fearful. And Jehovah thy God hath cast out these nations from thy presence little by little. Thou art not able to consume them hastily, lest the beast of the field multiply against thee. And Jehovah thy God hath given them before thee, and destroyed them, a great destruction, till their destruction. And he hath given their kings into thy hand, and thou hast destroyed their name from under the heavens. No man doth station himself in thy presence till thou hast destroyed them. The graven images of their gods ye do burn with fire. Thou dost not desire the silver and gold on them, nor hast thou taken it to thyself, lest thou be snared by it, for the abomination of Jehovah thy God it is. And thou dost not bring in an abomination unto thy house, or thou hast been devoted like it. Thou dost utterly detest it, and thou dost utterly abominate it, for it is devoted. Chapter 8. All the command which I am commanding thee today ye observe to do, so that ye live, and have multiplied, and gone in, and possessed the land which Jehovah hath sworn to your fathers. And thou hast remembered all the way which Jehovah thy God hath caused thee to go these 40 years in the wilderness, in order to humble thee, to try thee, to know that which is in thy heart, whether thou dost keep his commands or not. And he doth humble thee, and cause thee to hunger, and doth cause thee to eat the manna, which thou hast not known, even thy fathers have not known, in order to cause thee to know that not by bread alone doth man live, but by every produce of the mouth of Jehovah man doth live. Thy raiment hath not worn out from off thee, and thy foot hath not swelled these 40 years. And thou hast known with thy heart, that as a man chastiseth his son, Jehovah thy God is chastising thee. And thou hast kept the commands of Jehovah thy God, to walk in his ways, and to fear him. For Jehovah thy God is bringing thee in unto a good land, a land of brooks of waters, of fountains, and of depths coming out in valley and in mountain, a land of wheat and barley, and vine, and fig, and pomegranate, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land in which without scarcity thou dost eat bread, thou dost not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of its mountains thou dost dig brass. And thou hast eaten and been satisfied, and hast blessed Jehovah thy God on the good land which he hath given to thee. Take heed to thyself, lest thou forget Jehovah thy God, so as not to keep his commands, and his judgments, and his statutes, which I am commanding thee today. Lest thou eat, and hast been satisfied, and good houses dost build, and hast inhabited, and thy herd and thy flock be multiplied, and silver and gold be multiplied to thee, and all that is thine be multiplied. And thy heart hath been high, and thou hast forgotten Jehovah thy God, who is bringing thee out of the land of Egypt, out of a house of servants, who is causing thee to go in the great and terrible wilderness, burning serpent and scorpion and thirst, where there is no water, who is bringing out to thee waters from the flinty rock, who is causing thee to eat manna in the wilderness, which thy fathers have not known, in order to humble thee, and in order to try thee, to do thee good in thy latter end. And thou hast said in thy heart, My power and the might of my hand hath made for me this wealth. And thou hast remembered Jehovah thy God, for he it is who is giving to thee power to make wealth, in order to establish his covenant which he hath sworn to thy fathers, as at this day. And it hath been, if thou really forget Jehovah thy God, and hast gone after other gods, and served them, and bowed thyself to them, I have testified against you today that ye do utterly perish. As the nations whom Jehovah is destroying from your presence, so ye perish, because ye hearken not to the voice of Jehovah your God. Chapter 9. Hear, Israel, thou art passing over today the Jordan, to go in to possess nations greater and mightier than thyself, cities great and fenced in the heavens, a people great and tall, sons of Anakim, whom thou hast known, and thou hast heard, who doth station himself before sons of Anak. And thou hast known today that Jehovah thy God is he who is passing over before thee, a fire consuming. He doth destroy them, and he doth humble them before thee, and thou hast dispossessed them, and destroyed them hastily, as Jehovah hath spoken to thee. Thou dost not speak in thy heart, in Jehovah thy God's driving them away from before thee, saying, For my righteousness hath Jehovah brought me in to possess this land, seeing for the wickedness of these nations is Jehovah dispossessing them from thy presence. Not for thy righteousness, and for the uprightness of thy heart art thou going in to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations is Jehovah thy God dispossessing them from before thee, and in order to establish the word which Jehovah hath sworn to thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And thou hast known that not for thy righteousness is Jehovah thy God giving to thee this good land to possess it, for a people stiff of neck thou art. Remember, do not forget, that with which thou hast made Jehovah thy God wroth in the wilderness, even from the day that thou hast come out of the land of Egypt till your coming in unto this place, rebels ye have been with Jehovah. Even in Horeb ye have made Jehovah wroth, and Jehovah sheweth himself angry against you, to destroy you. In my going up into the mount to receive the tables of stone, tables of the covenant which Jehovah hath made with you, and I abide in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Bread I have not eaten, and water I have not drunk. And Jehovah giveth unto me the 2 tables of stone written with the finger of God, and on them according to all the words which Jehovah hath spoken with you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And it cometh to pass at the end of 40 days and 40 nights, Jehovah hath given unto me the 2 tables of stone, tables of the covenant. And Jehovah saith unto me, Rise, go down, hasten from this. For thy people hath done corruptly, whom thou hast brought out of Egypt. They have turned aside hastily out of the way which I have commanded them. They have made to themselves a molten thing. And Jehovah speaketh unto me, saying, I have seen this people, and lo, a people stiff of neck it is. Desist from me, and I destroy them, and blot out their name from under the heavens, and I make thee become a nation more mighty and numerous than it. And I turn and come down from the mount, and the mount is burning with fire, and the 2 tables of the covenant on my 2 hands. And I see, and lo, ye have sinned against Jehovah your God. Ye have made to yourselves a molten calf. Ye have turned aside hastily out of the way which Jehovah hath commanded you. And I lay hold on the 2 tables, and cast them out of my 2 hands, and break them before your eyes. And I throw myself before Jehovah, as at first, 40 days and 40 nights. Bread I have not eaten, and water I have not drunk, because of all your sins which ye have sinned, by doing the evil thing in the eyes of Jehovah, to make him angry. For I have been afraid because of the anger and the fury with which Jehovah hath been wroth against you, to destroy you. And Jehovah doth hearken unto me also at this time. And with Aaron hath Jehovah shewed himself very angry, to destroy him. And I pray also for Aaron at that time. And your sin which ye have made, the calf, I have taken, and I burn it with fire, and beat it, grinding well till that it is small as dust. And I cast its dust unto the brook which is going down out of the mount. And in Taberah, and in Massa, and in Kibroth Hattaavah, ye have been making Jehovah wroth. And in Jehovah sending you from Kadesh Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land which I have given to you, then ye provoke the mouth of Jehovah your God, and have not given credence to him, nor hearkened to his voice. Rebels ye have been with Jehovah from the day of my knowing you. And I throw myself before Jehovah, the 40 days and the 40 nights, as I had thrown myself, for Jehovah hath said to destroy you. And I pray unto Jehovah, and say, Lord Jehovah, destroy not thy people and thine inheritance, whom thou hast ransomed in thy greatness, whom thou hast brought out of Egypt with a strong hand. Be mindful of thy servants, of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob. Turn not unto the stiffness of this people, and unto its wickedness, and unto its sin, lest the land say from which thou hast brought us out, because of Jehovah's want of ability to bring them in unto the land of which he hath spoken to them, and because of his hating them, he brought them out to put them to death in the wilderness. And they are thy people and thine inheritance, whom thou hast brought out by thy great power, and by thy stretched out arm. Chapter 10. At that time hath Jehovah said unto me, Grave for thee 2 tables of stone like the first, and come up unto me into the mount. And thou hast made for thee an ark of wood. And I write on the tables the words which were on the first tables, which thou hast broken, and thou hast placed them in the ark. And I make an ark of shittim wood, and grave 2 tables of stone like the first, and go up to the mount, and the 2 tables in my hand. And he writeth on the tables, according to the first writing, the 10 matters, which Jehovah hath spoken unto you in the mount, out of the midst of the fire, in the day of the assembly. And Jehovah giveth them unto me, and I turn and come down from the mount, and put the tables in the ark which I had made, and they are there as Jehovah commanded me. And the sons of Israel have journeyed from Beeroth of the sons of Jaachan to Moserah. There Aaron died, and he is buried there. And Eleazar his son doth act as priest in his stead. Thence they journeyed to Godgoda, and from Godgoda to Jotbatha, a land of brooks of water. At that time hath Jehovah separated the tribe of Levi, to bear the ark of the covenant of Jehovah, to stand before Jehovah, to serve him, and to bless in his name unto this day. Therefore there hath not been to Levi a portion and inheritance with his brethren. Jehovah himself is his inheritance, as Jehovah thy God hath spoken to him. And I have stood in the mount as the former days, 40 days and 40 nights, and Jehovah hearkeneth unto me also at that time. Jehovah hath not willed to destroy thee. And Jehovah saith unto me, Rise, go to journey before the people, and they go in and possess the land which I have sworn to their fathers to give to them. And now, Israel, What is Jehovah thy God asking from thee, except to fear Jehovah thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Jehovah thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commands of Jehovah and his statutes which I am commanding thee today, for good to thee? Lo, to Jehovah thy God are the heavens and the heavens of the heavens, the earth and all that is in it. Only in thy fathers hath Jehovah delighted, to love them, and he doth fix on their seed after them, on you, out of all the peoples as at this day. And ye have circumcised the foreskin of your heart, and your neck ye do not harden any more. For Jehovah your God, he is God of the gods, and Lord of the lords, God, the great, the mighty, and the fearful, who accepteth not persons, nor taketh a bribe. He is doing the judgment of fatherless and widow, and loving the sojourner, to give to him bread and raiment. And ye have loved the sojourner, for sojourners ye were in the land of Egypt. Jehovah thy God thou dost fear, him thou dost serve, and to him thou dost cleave, and by his name thou dost swear. He is thy praise, and he is thy God, who hath done with thee these great and fearful things which thine eyes have seen. With 70 persons did thy fathers go down to Egypt, and now hath Jehovah thy God made thee as stars of the heavens for multitude. The end of chapters 6 through 10 of the book of Deuteronomy. Recording by Mark Penfold.